Follow us on social media, Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. Don't forget to like. Rental Family, starring Brendan Fraser, is a movie I've been looking forward to seeing all year. It takes place in Japan, and this is based on an actual service that is provided in Japan. A lot of you probably know about this, but if you don't, I'm just going to summarize what these companies do so you can kind of catch up. There are these companies who provide a service. It's like a social service if you're in need of some kind of social replacement in your life. Like if you need a boyfriend, girlfriend, father, even a whole family, you can rent this service where someone will be kind of a surrogate of that position in your life. And usually it's only for about a couple hours a day. So it's like extreme role playing. So just imagine if there's someone in your life who you lost, or maybe there's something in your life you desire, and you decide, I'm going to contact this company to kind of give me a simulation of that experience. Which actually leads me to my first question for you guys. If you were to use a company like this, their service, who exactly would you want them to provide for you as this kind of surrogate social replacement in your life? That's a question I've always thought about because in America, people go to like therapy for like validation, I guess. Even though I think their therapy is terrible. And in a way, this service is kind of like a therapy. And I think in a way, it's kind of just as unhealthy as therapy because it can lead to like a parasocial relationship. That feeling aside though, this film is very beautiful. It's heartbreaking, but it's also heartwarming. It's kind of a balance between the two. So, if you're taking your girlfriend, make sure you take some Kleenex because she's going to cry. Trust me. I didn't cry. I'm a big boy, okay? I made it through the movie. You know what? Let's not worry about me. Anyways, in this story, Brendan Fraser plays a character named Philip. And Philip is this kind of a struggling actor in Japan. He's typecast because he's kind of like the token white guy. And he's given this opportunity throughout his struggles from auditioning for different roles from this other company called the Rental Family. And this is his first time actually performing as a surrogate for someone's emotional replacement role, this extreme LARPing. And when he first starts doing the job, it's very difficult for him because, well, one, he's a very emotional person. He's alone in Japan. You kind of get a glimpse of how lonely he is. Not unlike many other people in Japan who, like hikikomoris and things like that. Another thing too, Brendan Fraser's Japanese is pretty solid. I mean, he does have like a slight bit of an accent. My accent is probably not that much better. I feel like when I speak Japanese, there's still somewhat of an accent. Even though some of my Japanese friends tell me, hey, it sounds pretty good. Usually when they say that, it means it's noticeable enough that you have an accent. Anyways, so as Philip starts to get accustomed to the role and understanding what he has to do, you can see he struggles with it on a moral level because he is an emotional person. He develops these relationships with his clients, which I would say is, not ideal if you're going to be working in this profession. You don't want to get connected to your own clients because then it's no longer work, it's personal. But the problem is that obviously, to do this kind of work, you have to be able to simulate emotional connection. But if you yourself cannot separate the connection versus the job, it's probably going to be very difficult for you to perform this and not get attached, which is what happens to Philip. I mean, a lot of jobs, just regular jobs in general, even if you have regular customers, like to say you work at a restaurant and you have a family that regularly comes in, if you are like a regular server of theirs, you might even develop a bit of a relationship with them. You can even potentially develop a lifelong relationship with them, depending on what it is you do and how often they come to you for service. It's just kind of a thing with us as humans. We value connection with each other. But this is just amplified to a whole nother level. It's interesting to see the story from this perspective of the people who provide the service as well, because these people are dealing with multiple clients. So it's kind of like you as this performer are kind of living a side quest. Like each one of your clients is kind of just a side quest in your own life now. And these people who hire you are also hiring you as a side quest in their life. You're both just filling gaps in someone's life. So there are two clients in particular that Philip develops an emotional attachment to. One is a girl who he's playing as her father, and the other is a guy who's basically at the end of his life. So he's actually kind of playing this emotional replacement for one, a young girl, and two, a dying man. So it's kind of interesting to see the dynamic too of how he has to perform this role for someone who is about to begin her life and a man whose life is coming to an end. And to see the emotional attachment that happens with Philip and these characters. But anyways, Rental Family, Brendan Fraser, a beautiful movie, a very bittersweet movie, and I think it really is worth watching. I don't know how it's going to do in theaters because it's not like an action film or some comic booky film or some whatever franchise film. It's an original film, so who knows how it's going to perform. I hope it does well. I hope the word gets out because I just thought it was just a very beautifully told story. And I felt like I connected with a lot of characters. I felt for them. I cared about them. Anyways, if you do decide to go and watch this film, I think it is worth your time. It's, like I said, it's a drama. It's very emotional. But I think it's a story that anyone can really appreciate. People, especially if you feel like you're missing someone in your life. Maybe it'll kind of inspire you to reconnect with certain people you've lost connection with. But anyways, if you did see the movie though, I would love to hear what you think because it was so good. Follow us on Twitter at ghettoplex_mp4, on Instagram at ghettoplex.mp4, and subscribe to us on YouTube at ghettoplex.